We had some big news for CRO and Cronos today, as we are seeing an announcement coming out that there is a new exchange-traded product, an ETP fund, put forth by 21 shares for none other than CRO for Cronos. Is this as big of a deal as it sounds? Well, let's talk a little bit about it, what it means for CRO, and what's going on right now in the crypto space and how it might impact the price of CRO. Tomorrow, we do have an FOMC meeting, which if you guys are interested in witnessing the Fed chair live speaking and how it impacts the markets, you can follow us on this channel, subscribe, turn on a notification bell because tomorrow I will be live streaming that. Let's talk about this new exchange traded product for CRO and what it might mean here for this crypto. First up, guys, you got to be aware that Bitcoin dominance is continuing higher, which means generally altcoins are a little bit weaker right now. You'll see that CRO coin is still significantly down from its highs that it had back in December, stuck at around this 8-cent level for now. But is this new story a big enough event to send the price of CRO up? And if you want to do some trading, you could sign up for Blowfin if you want to. I'll talk more about that later. But here's the big story for the day. Okay, so 21 shares, who is also coming out with a variety of other ETFs, I believe for Dogecoin, Solana, XRP, and they've got their Bitcoin ETF as well. They just came out with a 21 shares Cronos ETP, an exchange-traded product that is now listed on the Euronext exchange in Amsterdam and in Paris, which is fantastic. Tap into scalable Web3 with Cronos multi-layer architecture. Visit our website to learn more. So they are bringing more exposure to the CRO token for more people to find a way to invest in this company, into this coin through an ETP. Is this a bullish thing for CRO? The answer is absolutely. Now, is this the biggest thing and is this the largest catalyst that's going to send CRO coin to the moon right now today? Well, look at the chart. No, the answer is clearly not. That is not the case. It is not moving up today. In fact, even with this wonderful news, it is very red. Now, what kind of events move the price of CRO up? Well, this spike we saw back here was a roadmap announcement for crypto.com. This spike over here, which looks small compared to this November spike, this spike right here was when the president announced a partnership of sorts with them to launch an ETF for CRO here in the US. This ETP that we're talking about from 21 shares is not the same thing as the ETF that we're waiting on coming down the pipeline later this year for Cronos within the USA. There still is no Cronos ETF within the USA. There is no way for you to get access to invest in Cronos, to my knowledge at least, within the traditional market through any kind of exchange traded project when you're talking about trying to get into CRO. Now in Amsterdam and in Paris, you can, okay? Which is very interesting, very exciting, and kind of cool if you're a CRO holder. If you're looking at what's going on today, Bitcoin is at 94,000, not really doing much. Not a lot's pumping today. In fact, quite a bit is coming down because tomorrow there is an FOMC meeting, which you're going to want to pay attention to, guys. Tomorrow we are going to hear from Fed Chair Jerome Powell of whether he is going to lower the interest rate or keep it the same. And spoiler alert, we know he's going to keep it the same tomorrow. The odds are above 96% chance that he's going to do that. But what you need to pay attention to, and why you might want to consider tuning into the channel, listen to it, and then watch the charts with us, is if his language is very hawkish, then we could easily see some kind of significant retracement in the crypto market. If his language is a little more optimistic at the possibility of rate cuts later this year, which it's not very likely going to be that, then we could see a little bit of a rally in the crypto markets. I tell you guys this and we bring this type of content to you because it's great for trading opportunities, and if you want to trade this crazy volatility, you could do so signing up for Blowfin up to a $5,000 deposit bonus when you do sign up. I like CRO a lot. I have for a very long time. I like crypto.com as an exchange. I've got the crypto.com rose gold card. I love using it. I use it all the time. I love seeing this exchange traded product come out. It is not the catalyst that's going to send it to new all-time highs today, tomorrow, the next day, because we just simply need rate cuts. We need to see a broader altcoin rally, and we're just simply not there yet. Talking about some key levels for CRO, I do want to share with you guys a few ideas that I'm looking at right now. If Bitcoin slips a little bit lower, you're going to want to see Crocoin hang on to this 6.8 cent level. Okay, so if all of a sudden Bitcoin starts crashing during the FOMC tomorrow, you're going to want to keep an eye on this 7 cent level. Okay, can we break lower than that? The unfortunate truth behind this is if Bitcoin slips lower, and if Bitcoin comes down to lower than this 88K level, we start creeping back down to where we were back in March of 2024 or April, down to like 71K. Not only do I think Crow could slip quite a bit, I think Solana could slip quite a bit, maybe back down to $80. Like, I'm talking about Solana even, which has been very strong, coming down another 45%. If Crocoin came down another 45% from here, guys, we would be all the way back down to that 5 cent level. It is possible, even despite this ETP news in the short term, because at the end of the day, the macro picture is what's key. We are not seeing the Fed pivot yet. In fact, tomorrow we are likely, I think, going to see some hawkish language. If we don't see extremely hawkish language from the Fed, there's a chance that we just get a pump because, like, oh, he wasn't too hawkish, so maybe we're just going to pump anyway, and, like, people could kind of take a breath of fresh air. But we have seen the odds of a rate cut dwindling and dwindling lower and lower steadily here over the last week. We had jobs report come out last Friday. It was pretty tough news. But we do have some good news for Cronos today. I think it's great that we're having the ETP launch overseas. I know we're going to have an ETF launch for Cronos at some point this year. We've had that presidential partnership for this ETF launch. We have Solana ETFs, XRP ETFs launching later this year. We have some bills being introduced in front of the Senate this week that are a little bit on edge because of some controversies with the president. So we're just going to have to see how all that plays out in the short term. But in the long term, when you zoom out, you can remain bullish on crypto. At least I can. That's all I have for you in this one. I want to give you guys a quick update on CRO, this news that I saw today. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, DCA, HODL, and of course, my friends, I'll see you in the next one. I got 2 videos here if you want to check them out. Until next time, my friends, peace, guys.